What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. The gender difference between the wild child. So when you have a boy that's a wild child and a girl that's a wild child, rebellious, whatever you want to call it, right? In light of, the situation that happened recently and, the back and forth about it, I said my piece on Edward Anderson's show, so I'm going to kind of reiterate that. I have no problem with having boundaries and rules and regulations when it comes to adults and children. But what I do have a problem with is when children make adult decisions and adults have a logical split in their head. So what I mean is this. If your son is out here doing things that are unbecoming, you can explain to your son that, hey, look, you do bad things are going to happen to you. So if your son winds up going to jail, getting himself hurt, harmed, or killed in some instances, it's not that you're not going to be hurt. It's not that you're not going to grieve. It's not that you're not going to mourn. It's not like you're not going to wish that I wish this child would have listened, but they've crossed a line or threshold that they may or may not be no coming back from. And just like they got to live with that or die with that, you got to live with that or die with that. Or, or deal with them dying with that, rather. But for some odd reason, when the wild child is your daughter, we have this, it's the third party's fault. So if your child is doing things that are unbecoming, and then we're going to have this psychological split where, okay, is this unbecoming stuff with boys or girls? See, if it's with girls, then it's like, hey, you need to fix that. But the imminent idea of danger doesn't really come into play. But if it's with boys, it's, oh, we need to be on, red alert, because if it's boys and men, they could be preying on my daughter who just happens to be a wild child. And it's like, wait, you know how your daughter get down. So you mean to tell me you're not having that kind of discussion where it's like, listen, since you're wild and you're getting yourself into these type of situations, I'm not going to bail you out. And I'm not going to put, what happened with you on a third party because you're my daughter. See, if your son was out here doing devious activity and a girl was involved or a woman was involved, a grown woman was involved, or a young lady a little older than him was involved, you can say they influenced them. That's what you're going to say. They influenced them, but you're not going to say get them locked up. It's not going to work. But if it's your daughter that's in a devious behavior, depending on the age difference in the situation with the young male that's a little bit older than her, or an adult male, you're going to say, hey, we got to do something about this. We got to get this person behind bars because they're a monster. Something's wrong with them. And it's like, well, okay, let's just say that you got them locked up. Let's just say that you got this person arrested, whatever. You put charges on this person that followed them for the rest of their life. And that same child goes out and does it again. What are you going to do? We done got this person locked up behind her, that person locked up behind her, and she did it again. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get this other person locked up. Wait. Because they shouldn't be preying on my baby. It looks like your baby's preying on them. Because your baby knows she can do whatever she want to do, and you're still going to push off the responsibility and i.e. the consequences of these devious actions onto a third party. Now, if that was the case with your son, and your son did these devious things, and then the first time you roll with your son, the second time, it's like, nah, player, you did this. It's you. There might not even be a third time. So I got to look at these situations and kind of have a side eye, because I'm thinking to myself, when the wild child is your daughter, all of a sudden, you change the rules to make sure your daughter doesn't have to deal with consequences. So basically, you're enabling her to grow up to be an adult and be devious. The same way you would say if a young man was a drug dealer and you enabled him being a drug dealer by always constantly taking the money and him actually paying off bills in the house and this, that, and the third. You're not helping the situation. You're enabling it. But that's just my thoughts on this. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.